All right, so I'm not going to be able to see your comments because I had to go live on my phone because my iPad just overheated. It was like emergency, emergency, overheating. So my bad. So I'm not going to be able to see any of the comments. So please just make sure if there's anybody who's in here trying to be rude or mean. Oh wait, I can see your comment. Hi, Chloe. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was sitting out in on the front porch and the sun just fried my iPad. So thanks, Chloe. Chloe messaged me. She's like, "You froze." I was like, "Oh yeah, my iPad." So, what was I saying? Let's go back outside. It's kind of windy, so hopefully you can still hear me. I have my nephew here, so I don't want to take too much time on here. But yeah, so what I was saying is that the energy is going to be really high, and it's not necessarily going to be like a really positive thing. It's going to bring up a lot of stuff that we've been holding on to, right? Because it's trying to make room for something new. All right, Paradox is back. Yeah, hopefully we get our people back. We had 8. It looks like I'm glitching again, so let me know. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me make sure my audio is good. Yeah, so let me know, if it gets crazy again. So yeah, okay, thank you, Chloe. So the other night, like I got and I think it was because, let's see, if I'm not mistaken, I was told by a friend of mine that Moon or Mars, those are two totally different. I think it was Moon, was going through my 8th house in Taurus. It might have been Mars actually, because Mars is the fighter planet, right? And mine's in my sun is in my 8th house. And if the moon is going through transiting the 8th house, then there's going to be a lot of emotional things. Or even if it's Mars, it's going to be combative, right? So there was a lot of combative energy. I was going onto this channel knowing that I was going to be the outcast, and for some reason I just wanted to do it to test myself. I figured that out today. It was a test, because like I always say, yeah, I don't understand what's up with my internet lately. So I'll try to stay still, or I'll just put it on, as long as you can hear me. If you can hear me, I'll just put my avatar on, so it's not all glitchy and shit. Hi, Goat. Good to see you, James. So yeah, just as long as you can hear me and it's not glitchy that way, I can always just put my avatar on. Solar flares, it could definitely be that, but we're also in certain frequencies when it comes to the months that we're in and stuff. So in September, it's going to be the highest. So we have to really, in October too, we need to really make sure to check ourselves, which can be difficult. Oh, Cass. Hi, Cass. So basically I've been contemplating, like, why am I putting myself in these situations with people who don't want to hear a word I say? They just want to attack because I have a different opinion, but I choose to go there anyway. Well, I think because like a lot of videos that I've done, Deborah, hello, welcome back. So a lot of videos that I've done, I've talked about how the ultimate thing is to conquer the fear of death, because that's why we're so tribal, right? And that's why we're so, like, some people are so sheep. They're such sheep. They follow the crowd, right? because they feel safe there, because they'll survive there. They're not going to be attacked there. Because it's all about survival, the fear of death. That's the number one thing, that if we got rid of that, we could be a lot more comforted and just okay. And, you know, even though a lot of us aren't scared of death, like me, I'm not scared of death, but deep down, I still want to live, right? That's like a normal function of our bodies. Our bodies physically don't want to die, right? And it is very liberating, Paradox. And so I've been asking myself, like, why I put myself into these situations where I know I'm going to be belittled, made fun of, all of this shit. And I still decided to stay. I stayed for 2.5 hours of being ridiculed by my looks. That's all she had, was my looks. You know, I look like a tranny. My poontang stinks, you know, like my hair is blonde. I look like I'm plastic. I was like, okay, that's what you have. And I think the owner of the channel turned my volume down, unless it was my end. It could have been my end. But she was completely talking over me the whole time. And it was really frustrating, but I still, thank you, Paradox. But I stayed there, and I took it and I took it. And then eventually I started lowering myself to her vibration, and I started to talk shit about her looks. And so that's the part that really frustrates me, is I want to win an argument by logical conversation, not by these low blows of talking about someone's looks. And you know, because she kept making fun of me and stuff, and I was like, show your face. It was just an avatar, and she showed her face, and I was like, oh damn, you're fucking making fun of me? Like, you must not know what you look like. You know what I mean? And I was stooping low to that, right? And mind you, there was like 600 people there, and they were all talking shit about me. So just think about all that energy that I was taking and taking and taking, and I'm still carrying with me. And I just wonder, why do I put myself into those situations? You know what I mean? I'm better than that. And a part of me is just because I'm sick of keeping my mouth shut. Because, you know, there's always two sides of the coin. And, you know, sometimes you know, if you're around a bunch of people, yes men, then you're only going to be like, yeah, my point of view is right because everybody else here thinks I'm right, when it's just because you're surrounded by a bunch of sheep, you know? So I was the outcast, knowing I would go in there being the outcast, and I got a lot of heat for it. And so my whole point in saying that is just, we're gonna do some stuff that might be self-deprecating. You know, we might do things that we normally wouldn't do, because the vibrations are so high that it's like really pushing out a lot of stuff that we're keeping in. And, you know, because I'm not a stupid person, and it's not like I would go somewhere and out of ignorance, you know, I was actually trying to have a decent conversation. But the first thing this lady started to do was insult me. And it's like, that's not an argument, you know? You're saying I'm ugly and I'm gross, but like when she showed me her face, I was like, God damn, you know, bitch, you don't have a room to talk. But, you know, so that pisses me off, because I want to handle things differently. So this is a time for all of us to like kind of, hey, peace, love, and life. This is a time for us to examine ourselves and forgive ourselves. You know, like if we do stupid stuff, we have to forgive ourselves, move on, and figure out why we're doing this, right? So I'm kind of in that space right now of, why am I putting myself into situations where I know I'm the enemy because I have a different opinion? It's really scary to think about, all these people who are so hive-minded, what they're willing to do. If I was standing in the middle of the street and I had a different opinion than all of these people, all 600 of these people would stomp me to death. And it goes, and it's all almost like with the whole pandemic and stuff. You know, people were getting in fist fights because you weren't wearing a mask, or they look at you like you're a piece of shit because you didn't want to get the jab. And that is scary. That is very scary, that people are so willing to pick a side that they will kill you to prove that they're right. And that's kind of what I was in an energetic mental space. You know, I was a lion in the ring with a bunch of hyenas, and I stuck it out. But let me tell you, I ended up being like talking a bunch of shit too. So it doesn't make me any better in the end. But what do? I have to defend myself. They were talking a lot of shit because, you know, I wear my glasses. I don't like to wear makeup every day. And so I wear glasses, you know, like I'm not ugly. Like it's not like I have pink eye, like they were saying, you know, like I just look kind of, you know, like a typical white chick, you know, without makeup on. But also, there's always a method to my madness. And the reason why I wear glasses, especially in certain situations, is to protect my energy. And they were just going off in the comments. I didn't read the comments because I knew they were, but my friend did, and he was telling me that this is what they were saying. And there's a reason. Now, other ways you can protect your energy, especially if you're going to warfare, right? Like I did. Pull your hair up, because our hair is an antenna. A friend of mine told me this a few months ago, and it made total sense. I'm like, why didn't I think of that before? But if you put your hair up, it doesn't allow all of that negative energy to come into your hair and affect your whole body. Also, a lot of people, that's why a lot of people, like different religions and stuff, wear turbans on their head, or they cover themselves, is because they're protecting their energy. So I got a lot of hate because I was wearing glasses the whole time. But the reason why I was is because I was protecting my energy. You know, my hair is typically up all the time too, Chloe. I just don't look like I look like, I don't know, just not great with my hair up. So when I do lives, I try to keep it down. But yeah, there's always a reason why I do stuff. But yeah, I was being attacked for everything. So I just want to give you guys a forewarning that the energies are going to keep going up, 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 up. And if you're anything like me, who's very impulsive, I get really impulsive, and then I decide to do something right here, right now, without thinking. And that's one of my lessons, is to stop being so impulsive and to think about shit first, right? You know, because I got myself into that situation. That video is going to be up forever. And you're going to see that side of me that lowered my standards to that level. And I'm ashamed of that, you know, but at the same time, I was just trying to protect myself in a way. But yeah, so it's just try to like, and I'm speaking to myself too. This is a self-reflection. I've been reflecting ever since I went on that stupid channel, and trying to figure out why I keep putting myself into situations where I have to fight. Well, one, I'm a warrior, and I'm a boss bitch, and sometimes I feel like things need to be said because everybody keeps their mouth shut, right? And it's like, who the fuck else is going to say it? Well, I'll come in and do it, and I'll take the heat. But then, you know, I speak favor over all of us. Nothing missing, nothing broken. So be it. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. And so, yeah, so I just kind of wanted to, like, you know, I'm already feeling the effects of this high energy. Stuff is already starting to come up. and it's going to last until October. So just be aware, just be aware, and also forgive yourself, and understand that some of these emotions that are coming up are because the energy is very high. And it doesn't make you a bad person, me a bad person. It doesn't make us bad people or like weak or anything like that. It just means that we're riding the wave, you know? You too, Mary? Yeah. Early birds get the worm. The second mouse gets the cheese. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and kind of like, I have my nephew here. He's eating dinner right now, and I was just kind of chilling, and my name wasn't, I didn't use my name, but I definitely had my face on there. So I'm sure eventually people will start to realize who I am. So if people start coming in here getting crazy, mods, just block them. I don't have time for that kind of bullshit. It's very ignorant how they were treating me. And just because I thought differently, hi Milky Way, it's really frustrating. Just because you have a different opinion, you get attacked. And the first thing they go to is my looks. And I'm like, okay, like, how do I argue that? Then I just have to start saying how ugly and haggard you look. You know what I mean? Like, how do you argue that? So it can be really frustrating, but oh, you don't want to watch it, Mary, trust me. I mean, I'll send you the link if you want, but you're just going to be disgusted of the energy and the people that were there. Like, they had absolutely no ability to see both sides of things. They were just there to attack. It was just attack. And I stuck it out. I stuck it out for 2.5 hours. And after a while, I was just like, we were yelling over each other at one point. It's like, where are we going here? There's nowhere to go from here, So I was just like, I'm out. But yeah, so that's one of my things right now, is like trying to figure out why I decide to put myself into the fire, knowing that it's not going to end well for me, and I still do it. So I think, like I was saying earlier, it may be that my subconscious is saying, okay, well, if you want to get over the fear of death, and death can mean many things: physical death, death of the ego. That's a huge thing. Death of the ego is huge, right? Because our ego does not want to die, and it will fight tooth and nail not to die. And so I think it might have been like a subconscious thing that I was like, sounds like foreplay. Heck yeah, smacking that thumbs up. Thanks, Cecily. But yeah, I think it might have been a test for me. Subconsciously, my spirit was saying, okay, well, let's see what you can handle, and I could handle a lot for a while, but then after a while I just gave in and I started acting like an idiot, like they were. So whoops. But I hate putting myself in those situations, and it's very annoying because I keep doing it. I'm like, what am I, kooky? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? So this is like really frustrating. I get frustrated at myself that I keep putting myself into these fucking weird situations. You know what I mean? I just see myself with a big sword, like fighting off all of these demons, It's so strange. And I actually had a dream. Princess Warrior is here? The Elven oh. Amber, the Elven Princess Warrior. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm something. I'm some kind of warrior, but I don't like it at the same time. Like, I'm like, why do I do this? Testing the spiritual armor makes the skin strong. And I think so, because I have really thin skin, and typically I would get really offended, but I just took it. I was like, okay, keep it coming. Okay, my poontang stinks. Okay. You know what I mean? Oh, you have blonde hair and you look like a Barbie. I'm like, is that supposed to be an insult? Like, first off, I don't look like a Barbie, obviously. And she's like, you're all plastic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if I look plastic, you must think I look pretty damn perfect. You know, like, are you jealous? You know? And then, so I was just like with these insults, I was just like, what? I was just very confused. I was just so confused, but I took it. I took it like a champ. But I just want to say, like, we don't all have to take this bullshit like champs. Like, I'm so stupid for even putting myself in these situations. And I think that some of us are going to be putting ourselves in situations that may be very awkward and uncomfortable because the energy is going to keep going up, or people are going to try to trigger you. And, you know, even if you do get triggered, like, I think a lot of us are going through that right now. You know what I mean? So the reason why I wanted to come on and talk about it is just to let you guys know, like, you're not alone. No matter how spiritual you are and stuff, like, we're all going to be tested, and we're all going to be going through some weird shit in these next couple months. And it's already started for me. You know, I shut my work down today because the heat. Let's see how that goes tomorrow. Yeah, it's really hot. Hi, Twilight. The real test is to realize their opinions are irrelevant. Yeah. And I think a part of me was really proud of myself because I knew, like, you know, this lady was coming for my neck, right? Hi, Mana Zero. And so, but I still stuck it out, and I really tried to be the bigger person and not respond for a while. And I was trying to be playful. Like, I think a lot of people don't understand my humor. You know, I'll say things that I mean, but I try to say it jokingly sometimes, and people take it seriously, and they don't understand, like, I'm just fucking around, even though I'm smiling and laughing, like, haha, it's a joke. They're still just, they don't understand, like, you know, not everybody is out to come for your neck, you know. But I took it, and a couple hours went by, and finally I snapped, and yeah, hey, Anton. And you know, I went down to their level. So, you know, I ended up being just as an idiot as them in the end. But I did hold my own for a long time. So I think, you know, there eventually you just kind of get fatigued, and then you just start doing and saying stupid stuff, you know. But if any of you do see that video, I hope you don't judge me too much. You have to understand that I had 600 people against me, and they were all throwing energetic knives at me, you know. So, been dealing with weirdos for a long while. Yeah. Have you, Anton, or are you talking about me having? I know I have. I've dealt with a lot of people coming at me. Like, I could be totally just minding my own business, doing my own thing, and then people will point the finger at me and say that I did something, and I'm like, what? You know. So sometimes, like, I think it's because, like, we do have, like, an energy that's a little bit on a different frequency, you know. And so the lower frequency wants to be, because they get really uncomfortable. Okay, Anton. Yeah, me too. I know I need to stay away from those people. And for some reason, I think so what my friends have told me, because of course I talk to my friends to try to understand, you know, because they know who I am, and they're only there to help me and stuff. And I truly want to know why I'm doing this stuff and everything. And I think a big reason is because I'm bored, and because I am not really, I have a lot of hobbies, but I haven't been doing my hobbies lately. And the energy that I have is super high. And so I'm looking for an outlet. And then I go and look for the most negative outlet, which is really stupid. So I know I need to stay away from these people. And for some reason, I'm just like, hey, there's a fire. Let's go jump in, you know? So frustration. Yes, Kaz. Yeah. Like frustration of not being able to express myself, and frustration of seeing other people hurting other people just for entertainment to make money on YouTube and stuff. Sometimes it starts to get to me so much where I'm just like, because I'm kind of like that big sister who tries to protect her family even if I don't know you. You know, like if I like you but I don't know you, I'll still jump in and try to protect. Like I'm a bully beater. You know, I've always been like that. I beat bullies up. But then it puts me into a situation like I'm in now. You know what I mean? All right, honey. Good have a good night, sweetheart, and a good show, Milky. That's the identity escaping the work. Yeah, I think so too. It's like my ego. It's like my ego is going, "Hey, I need something to focus on. Um, let's go stir up some shit. Let's go be a nuisance." Like Kaz was telling me earlier. She's like, "You need to do some hobbies so that you're not, you know, going and causing a ruckus." And I'm like, "You're right." Like, you know, because there is work I know I need to have done. And instead of doing that, I decide to go and waste my energy and give away my energy to people who don't understand me, don't you know, aren't even willing to hear my side because I have a different opinion. You know, like if people come onto my channel and they have a different opinion than me, then I'll be like, "Oh, okay, you know, I get it. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand," you know, instead of going, "Your dick's small, your ear is weird." You know what I mean? Like that's not how I like to fight battles, but it ended up being like that. we were we were coming at each other in such an immature way, and it was so annoying. And I'm like, why? Self mastery is the only thing that is of my concern. Yes, me too. Me too. That's why I like when I do stupid things like that. Everybody's going over to Milky Ways. They're all leaving me. But that's how like I feel like, I don't know what I was gonna say. I got distracted. They're not worth the energy at all. I always remove myself from those situations. That's why I was gone for 2 years. Now I have a whole new life. Yeah. And I keep thinking like, should I stop doing YouTube? Because you know, I even considered stop doing tarot, and I love doing tarot. And honestly, like I think that I may have some attachments on me, and because I haven't felt this way in a long time, and I feel like I may have some attachments on me because I'm really just thinking about completely going ghost, and I don't want to do that. And you guys know I've been thinking about that for a while, you know, because I bring it up often. But then a part of me is like, I don't know if I should be doing tarot anymore. And tarot is one of my hobbies. It's one of my passions, you know, because it's not that I just memorize the cards. I use my intuition to read them, and I can tap into your energy. And I like that, you know, especially if I feel like I'm helping people, like that makes me happy. And, you know, now I'm just questioning everything. And I have to keep in mind that we are in this high vibrational energy. Things are going to start getting a little tricky until October, and to not make rash decisions, you know. And so I'm really trying to keep myself stable. I think keep yourself in beautiful spaces and places. Yes, ma'am. Oops, there we go. Yes. Yeah, it's just like I said, I am very impulsive, and sometimes I'm like, I'm ready to fucking go. You know what I mean? I'm ready to battle. Let's do it. And then I do it, and then the next couple days to couple weeks, I'm like, what did I do? You know? So it's just this weird balance that right now I'm really I'm trying to figure out. And I just wanted to tell, like, because Cajun Queen, I was messaging her earlier, and she was just telling me, like, you should probably express this because a lot of people are going through similar experiences right now. And it's good to know that you're not alone, you know, and it's relatable. And that's why I'm on here right now. Just to, you know, let you know that if you are, you may not be going through this kind of weird shit that I'm going through, but if you are, you're not alone. And it doesn't make us bad people. It just makes us human. And it gives us a chance to kind of understand, like, self-reflect and understand why we're doing this. And, you know, I know, I know. You don't have to walk yourself into the fight. I know, I know. But the other day, I was feeling like I wanted to. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I had to, it was because I wanted to. And like I was saying earlier, I don't know if Anton is still here, but Anton was telling me that I think my Mars or my moon was going through my 8th house of Taurus, which is where my sun is, my Mars is. Like, I have a lot of aggressive planets in my 8th house, and 8th house is already aggressive. And so that's probably what happened, was I was like pulled to do something that was stupid, you know, and I shouldn't have done it. So yeah, it's like, that's the thing, is like, my impulses, you know, chill out, girl. Like, we don't always have to act on our impulse, right? I personally believe you enjoy like asking yourself questions you already know the answers. That's just my, oh, okay, hold on, let me reread this. I personally believe you enjoy asking yourself questions you already know the answers to. That's just my opinion from our friendship, though. Yeah, I think so too. Like, but also my impulsiveness, right? So yeah, I feel like it's like, I don't know what it is about my personality that likes to punish myself, because it's almost like self-punishment, because I end up going into my head and my gut. I lose sleep, question why I do what I do, and then I do it again months later. And I'm like, okay, clearly I'm not learning from this. You know what I mean? So it should never stop anything that lights you up. Only add to it and find harmony. Anton said, Alex did mention toward the end of the last year that 2023, many people will expose themselves and truths about them will become known. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, maybe I am exposing myself in certain ways, but it's always been who I was. I've always been a bully fighter. You know, and I've always been feisty and stuff. So I think that part of me is starting to expose, right? And I don't like that. Like, I've done a lot of work to not be feisty and impulsive like that, but it's all coming back to surface. So I would never intentionally hurt anybody. The only time that I want to hurt somebody is when they try to hurt me, you know, which isn't good. You know, obviously, like, you can't, I mean, you can't fight bad with bad, you know, because you really don't get anywhere. It's like fighting ignorance with ignorance. That doesn't solve anything. So that's definitely one of my lessons that I just keep trying to learn throughout my life, you know, is, why did I do that? You could have avoided that, you dumbass. You know. Moon in Gemini now. Yeah, so the moon was in Taurus when I did this. So you know, Taurus is the fighter, right? It's really chill. Taurus is super chill. Until it's not, right? And that's kind of what happened. And the emotions with the moon, the emotions in the 8th house of Taurus, my Taurus, in the 8th house, it is emotional fighting, right? Acting out of character, stuff like that. So now it's in Gemini. Now I'm self-reflecting. Now it's in my 9th house. My 9th house is Gemini. And now I'm self-reflecting, right? So we'll make a mistake and then we try to figure out how to not do that again, right? So everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a learning experience. Um, it's just very frustrating when sometimes I do things and I don't realize why I'm doing it, and then I do it and then I regret it. You know, that's very fucking frustrating because I'm very fucking feisty. You guys know that, you know, and I have an opinion and I'm very controversial. And a part of me wants to be heard, you know, a part of me wants to express that and to let people know what I'm thinking. But it's like, why? Why do I want to be heard? Why do you know what I mean? Like, what is this benefiting anyone? Like, especially people that don't want to hear it. So it was like I went into something where it was a lose-lose. It was a lose-lose. But it was kind of funny to ruffle everybody's feathers. You fear your power because you have a lot of it, and that's a lot of responsibility. That's actually what me and Kaz were talking about. I don't know if Kaz is still here, but we were talking about that earlier, about fearing our power. And so we do things that lower our power, lower our energy. It's like getting in your own way, you know? And I do that a lot. It's like I take 10 steps forward and then I take 5 steps back. And, you know, obviously it's because I still need to learn more. You know, a lot of us do. So a lot of us kind of stay in these repetitive cycles until we actually learn the lesson. But it's like, what needs to happen to me? I'm the kind of person that's like, I just can't. It's like, I don't know if I'll ever learn the lesson. It's like my friend Alex, he was telling me, you like to be smacked. Like, you like to be like, get your ass kicked. And I'm like, well, I don't get my ass kicked, but I definitely cause a ruckus. And that's, you know, I guess a little bit of that is getting your ass kicked, because if you truly didn't care, then you would do it and it would affect you. And it affects me. Like, it does affect me, because I just want to have like a normal conversation with certain people that has a different opinion than me, but they're not at the level where they're even ready to have that kind of conversation, you know? So the next thing I know, I'm being told that I'm a fucking tranny. I'm like, oh, okay. Your feistiness I like, Paradox says. The real you is cool. Thank you. I try, you know, that's the thing, is like, I want to be my real self, but my real self can be off-putting to a lot of people. And so sometimes I try to hide it and keep it down. And then when I keep my true self down for a long time, I want to explode. You know what I mean? So keeping your real self down isn't a good thing either, because we'll end up just popping off and doing stupid stuff like I do all the time. But I, you know, like, my real self is controversial. Like, I have a lot of opinions. I have a harder side to my personality. And a lot of people, like you guys, all you guys that are here with me, you get it, or else you wouldn't be here, right? We've known each other for a long time, most of us, and you understand where I'm coming from. But the people that don't understand where I'm coming from think that I am just I don't know what they think I am, but it turns into a mess. Twilight said, fire is a beautiful thing. I personally feel I don't want to think there's anything wrong with being feisty. It's how it's channeled. Yeah. Yeah. And I was trying to be respectful in the beginning, making jokes, just kind of fucking with people, you know, and just, you know, making jokes. But then it just got real personal when that lady came in. She came in and she was so rude. Speak your truth where it can be heard. Yeah. Yeah. That was the mistake I made, is there was no hearing my truth there, right? And I knew it, you know, and honestly, I did go in there to ruffle feathers. I said in the beginning, hey, I'm a troll. I was kind of kidding, though. I was like, hey, I'm a troll. The only reason why I said I was a troll is because I had a different opinion. So I knew they were going to think I was a troll, right? But I wasn't actually in there to be a troll. I was just trying to like show people different perspectives, but they were just not hearing it. Twilight said, no, you have already learned the lesson. Your identity is telling you that there's something more to learn before you can go forward. Yeah. Mary said, what the fuck? Oh, wait, am I behind? Okay, here we go. Too bad the real people don't mind and the rest don't matter anyways. Yeah. Well, I have, 13 people in my chat. They had 600 when I was in that chat. So think about all that energy coming at you, getting you with their daggers. But honestly, once I left, I felt vindicated. But the thing is I think the owner of the channel, it might have been on my side or it might have been him, but my volume was turned way down. So everything she said, they could hear, but everything I said, you could barely hear. So it was like, they're like, how am I supposed to, Esley said, thank you for sharing. This is very relatable. Oh, you're welcome. That's why I did it. Cause I wasn't going to do this, cause it's kind of embarrassing, because like, sometimes I just allow my emotions to get the best of me and I end up acting out of character. And now this is on YouTube forever. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are going to see this and I know they're going to recognize me eventually and they're going to be here and possibly talking shit. Hopefully not. Hopefully if they're smart enough, they'll realize like we're all human, but they won't. But yeah, I just like, I didn't really want to speak about it, but at the same time, like, I did have like a couple friends told me not to speak about it. And then some people said to speak about it. And, if it is relatable and it can help people like see that you're not alone, like we all go through weird ebbs and flows and cycles of energy. And sometimes we handle it good. Sometimes we don't. Like you're not alone, like it happens to the best of us. Twilight said, if people can't take a joke, they need to grow up. Oh, yeah. If you saw that video, you would see they're all very immature and they were only out for blood and they didn't give a shit at all. Like they weren't using their brains at all. Hi, Wolf of Walnut. So, but yeah, why do I put myself in these situations? I don't know. Will this be the last time? Probably not. Probably not. Because I'm fucking crazy, dude. Like, I'm very sensitive to energy, you know what I mean? And then, and so that's my thing is I need to like pull back, shut up, bite your tongue. But no, I'm over here going, oh, you think this? Well, I think the exact opposite. What do you think about that? And they can't handle it. They can't handle the argument. Chloe or Twilight said to Chloe, yes, there is. Yes, they're in status, and so they want to keep everyone else there too. Yeah. And that this whole channel, and I know who this person is. They have multiple channels, and they thrive. That's what they do. They make content that will make money because drama makes money, and they knew. They texted me and said, hey, come on the channel or come visit. You'll really like it. Well, when I realized who it is, I realized, oh, okay. And I told him on the text, I said, hey, like I'm controversial. My opinions are completely different than your guys's, right? And he was like, no, it's fine. So I think I kind of got baited in, but I think I was looking for it too. So I can't just blame that person. Like I did it too. Like I fell for it, right? So I can't like blame anybody for it. I'm not going to watch it. I'll get pissed. Yes, you will, Paradox. You will. You'll get very pissed. Trust me. Don't watch it. Chloe says gravitate towards positive energy. Yeah. But like I said, I'm the kind of person that goes 10 steps forward and then 5 steps back. So it's like I'll be really focused on positivity and then I'll get pulled back into crazy shit. And I don't want this to be like as you guys know, I have gotten into my fair share of arguments with people. You know what I mean? not that it's a bad thing, because sometimes people need to be called out on their shit, right? But at the same time, it's like, why do I keep doing this? You know, so the reason I came on here is just to let you guys know, like, I just want to be transparent with you guys and let you know, like, as spiritual as I am, I go through my stuff too, you know, and it's going to be happening until October. So we just have to, hey, Albert, we just have to keep that in mind. You know, if we end up doing something weird or saying something crazy, just forgive yourself. We're all going through it. The energy is freaking weird right now, but you know, that's what it is. So my phone's about to die. So I got to get off here, but it was good to see you. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I don't want it to just cut off. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Mwah. And I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Peace.